Alrighty, chat. Today, I have something very special to show you. As some of you may know, I like to watch a lot of YouTube. And with watching a lot of YouTube, I come across some very interesting stories and interesting tales based off of history or from history. And one of those such tales is the story and thus the book I'm going to be bringing to you today. It is about Lord Timothy Dexter. It is titled A Pickle for the Knowing Ones. I became aware of this through the YouTuber Salmonella Academy. I'm sure some of you, if not all of you, have heard of him. And on learning about a pickle for the knowing ones, I became intrigued and decided to read it. So that's what we're going to do today. I'm going to find out just what is a pickle for the knowing ones. What does it mean for life, destiny, fortitude? Was it a good autobiography of the Lord Timothy Dexter? Or was it just a rambling mess with incoherent speech, horrible spelling, no punctuation, and random capitalization? We're here to find out. So, please, hit a rock over your head if you like this video. Is this just not? Oh, I'm going to be very bright in this video, I just realized. Yeah, that'll be fine. All right. I'm sorry if I'm very bright. It's an unfortunate side effect of using white background. But hey, at least you'll be able to see me against a stark difference. So now, we begin. A Pickle for the Knowing Ones. That's me, you. By Lord Timothy Dexter, with an introductory preface by a distinguished citizen of Old Newbury, 4th edition, Newburyport, Blanchard and Sargent, 1848. You know, I'm just now thinking this might be copyrighted. Hopefully not. We'll find out when I upload this to YouTube. Pierogies. Look at his cute little canine. Preface. Timothy Dexter, the author of the following curious and unique production entitled A Pickle for the Knowing Ones, which is here reprinted verbatim et speliatim from the original edition, was born in Malden, January 22nd, 1747. Having served an apprenticeship with a leather dresser, he commenced business in Newburyport shortly after he was 21. I'm assuming that's mean. And being industrious and economical, he soon found himself in good circumstances. In the year 1770, he married and received a considerable amount of money with his wife. He was thus put in possession of a moderate fortune. In 1776, he had for one of his apprentices the no less eccentric and afterwards the no less noted Jonathan Plumer, traveling preacher, physician, and poet, as he was accustomed to style himself, and of whom we shall hereafter speak. In addition to his regular business of selling leather breeches, gloves, suitable for women's wear, etc., he engaged in commercial speculations and in various kinds of business, and was unusually successful. He traded with merchants and speculators in the then province of Maine, was engaged to some extent in the West India trade. He also purchased a large amount of what were called state securities, which were eventually redeemed at prices far exceeding their original cost. Some of his speculations in whalebone and warming pans are mentioned by himself on page 23 of this work. Thus, in their various ways, he added to his property, and in a few years he became a wealthy man. With wealth came the desire of work, of distinction, and as his vanity was inordinate, he spared no expense in obtaining the notoriety he sought. In the first place, he purchased an elegant house in High Street, Newburyport. Oh, Newburyport's going to be fun to say over and over again. And embellished it in his particular way. Marionettes surmounted with golden balls were placed on the roof. A large gilt eagle was placed on the top, and a great variety of other ornaments. In front of his house and land he caused to be erect. Dude, there's some old English speaking in here I'm getting flustered at. Erected between 40 and 50 wooden statues, full length and larger than life. The principal arch stood directly in front of his door, and on this stood the figures of Washington, Adams, and Jefferson. There were also the statues of William Pitt, Franklin, Bonaparte, George the Fourth, Lord Nelson, General Morgan, corn planter and Indian chief, Jack Tar, traveling preacher, maternity affection, 2 grenadiers, 4 lions, and 1 lamb. And conspicuous among them were 2 images of Dexter himself, one of which held a label with the inscription, "I am the first in the East, the first in the West, and the greatest philosopher in the Western world." In order that the interior of his house should correspond with the exterior, the most costly furniture was imported from France, and the walls hung with paintings brought from Holland and other parts of Europe. A library was also provided, but how large or valuable we are not able to say. An elegant coach with the span of a beautiful cream-colored horses were procured, on which was painted his coat of arms, with the baronial supporters, after the manner of the English nobility. With this equipage he took the title of Lord Dexter, because, as he said, it was the voice of the people at large. He was sometimes called the Marquis of Newburyport. Having completed the embellishments of his house and gardens, Lord Dexter busied himself in receiving the visits of the crowds, who were drawn by curiosity to his house. His gardens were thrown open to their inspection, and he was liberal to all. The fame of his hospitality attracted as many visitors as the fame of his images. To gratify his vanity, he selected, in imitation of European princes, a poet literate that was no other than his former apprentice, Jonathan Plumer, John, a native of Newbury. They had once been associated as master and apprentice, but now stood in the relations of patron and poet. From the autobiography of Plumer, a very curious and scarce production of 244 pages, the following extract is taken, which may serve to give some idea of the versatility of his genius. I had, as he says, oh, wow, that's weird. I said, as he said, even though it says he, some practice as a physician and earned something with my pen, but for several years was obliged chiefly to follow various kinds of business accounted less honorable, viz. Farming, repeated selected passages from authors, selling halibut, selling wood, selling books and ballads in the streets, serving as a postboy, filling beds with straw and wheeling them to the owners thereof, collecting rags, etc. He had previously served 1 or 2 campaigns as a soldier, and on his return from the wars, he taught school for some time in New Hampshire. The ballads which he hawked about were generally his own composition. Every horrid accident, bloody murder, a shipwreck, or any other dreadful catastrophe was sure to be followed by a statement of the facts, a sermon, and a poem. Wow. In the capacity of ballad maker and monger, he attracted the notice of Dexter, in whose service he entered for a small salary as poet laureate. He wore a livery, consisted of a black frock coat. What is a livery? A distinctive uniform worn by male servants of a household. Or as is more commonly known, a Boeing 747? Consisting of a black frock coat adorned with stars and fringes, a cocked hat, and black breeches. He was crowned in the garden of his patron with a wreath of parsley instead of a laurel, but the ceremony was interrupted before its completion by a mob of boys, and both patrons and poets put to flight. One specimen of his laudatory verses may be seen on page 29 of this work, which will give the reader some idea of his qualifications for the office to which he was elected. How well he was satisfied with the praises of the poet, we are not informed, but feeling probably that no person but himself could do justice to the ideas which he wished to present to the public, he commenced writing for the press. Several of these infusions were printed in the newspapers. Are they talking about Dexter or this plumber guy? I lost track. I think they're talking about Plumer. I think that's who they're talking about. Look at pierogies. Why? Are pierogies considered polished dumplings? Or is that supposed to be Polish dumplings? The larger part of them written at different times are embodied in the present work, a large edition of which was published by himself and given away. In this edition, not a stop or a mark was used in any line of his writings. Nope, they're talking about Dexter. Maybe Polish. Okay. But in the second edition, one entire page was filled with stops and marks, with a recommendation from the author to his readers to use them where they were wanted in the work, or in his own language, to pepper and shuttle it as they pleased. Dexter had 2 children, Samuel and Nancy, neither of whom were distinguished for strength of intellect. The son was a dissipated prodigal and died young. The daughter of whom mention is made by the father in the following pages was married to Abraham Bishop of New Haven, who we are informed treated her with neglect and cruelty. A divorce followed, and she became intemperate, lost what little reason she had, and is still living a wretched object. Lord Dexter himself, if we may judge from his own writings and from what we have heard, was not happy in his domestic relations. He complained much of his wife, who he called the ghost, and charges the cause of his separation from her for 13 years to her son Bishop. His own temper was irascible, and several stories are told of the excesses in which it would sometimes lead him. He ordered his painter, Mr. Babson, to place the word Constitution on the scroll in the hand of the figure of Jefferson, which the latter, knowing the artist designed it to represent a pistol, which he deliberately fired at the painter. But he was a poor shot, and the ball, missing its object, entered the side of the house. At another time, seeing a countryman, as he thought, rather impudently viewing his premises, he ordered his son to fire at the stranger. He refused to do so. When the father threatened to shoot him unless he complied, his son then obeyed. The stranger escaped unhurt, but entered a complaint, and Lord Timothy was, in consequence, sentenced to the House of Correction for several months. He went thither in his own coach, priding himself on being the first man who had been to the county horse in his own carriage, drawn by 2 splendid horses. He soon grew tired, however, of his confinement, and procured a release, which was cost him $1,000. I don't know how much that is in today's money, but that was probably a lot. The individual who exercised most influence over Dexter was a woman named Lucy Lancaster, or as she was commonly called, Black Luce. A woman of uncommon strength of mind, great shrewdness, and remarkable for her powers of memory and knowledge of human nature. But as wicked as she was sagacious, she thought him an honest man, and not so deficient in intelligence as many people supposed, and attributed his eccentricities to the excess of animal spirits. What animal spirits? Was he possessed? This was probably to some extent true, though it is certain that other spirits contributed in no small degree to the excesses of his temper and the peculiarities of his taste. He was addicted to drunkenness, and with his son and other companions, kept up his revels in the best apartments of his house, by which in a very short time all his costly furniture was ruined or very much injured. So the guy was a drunk. So animal spirits is now code for high spirits. Bustillos! What's up? Just imagine here, okay? the only woman that thinks of you highly is just like, oh, he just has wild animal spirits. Ma'am. He got drunk and destroyed his living room. Yeah, well, he's different. He's, confined. He has a very good intelligence. Ma'am, he destroyed a chair with his son. He threw his son into a chair and destroyed it. Are you gonna let that sink in? Not insensible that he must share the common lot, Dexter, many years before his death, prepared himself a tomb. It was the basement story of his summer house, magnificently fitted and open to the light of day. His coffin, made of the best mahogany which he could find, superbly lined and adorned with silver handles, he kept in a room of the house, and took great pleasure in exhibiting it to visitors. At other times it was locked away. So this guy would just show his coffin to anyone? Turned his son into a chair. Funniest crap I've ever seen. Yes. Don't worry about it. But yeah, this guy would just routinely show his coffin to his visitors. Soon after his death apparatus was prepared, Dexter got up a mock funeral with which all but his family and a few associates was to pass as real. So a few people did not think it was real. Or a few people did not know it was real. Okay. Various people in the town were invited by card, who came and found the family clad in mourning and preparations for the funeral going forward. The burial service was read by a wag, who then pronounced a bombastic eulogy upon the deceased. The mourners... Is that supposed to be hag? Is that supposed to be hag? Wag? To move briskly and repeat. To move rapidly and talking. Okay, I think that's what they're going for. Was read by a wag, who was then pronounced a bombastic eulogy upon the deceased. And so he just spoke really fast. Got it. Makes sense. Comprendo. Comprende? The mourners moved in procession to the tomb in the garden. The coffin was deposited, and they returned to the large hall, where a sumptuous entertainment was provided. While the feast was going on, a loud noise attracted the guests to the kitchen, where they beheld the risen lord canning his wife for not having shed a tear during the ceremony. He entered the hall with the astonished mourners in high spirits, joined in the rut, threw money from the window to the crowds of boys, and expressed his satisfaction with everything except the indifference of his wife and the silence of the bells. Yeah, so that wedding, that funeral was very sad. I'm really sad that Sir Timothy Dexter is gone. Yeah, Lord Dexter, really, really funny guy, really rich too. Destroyed his house, turned his son into a chair, but pretty nice guy. Yeah, kind of crazy that he died so young at the ripe old age of 50-something. But you know how it is. Someone hit the sound effect. Hit a sound effect for bang. Someone? Guys? Maybe no one has enough channel points. What was that? Let me rush over to the kitchen to see what that noise was. Oh my goodness! Lord Timothy Dexter! Right? That's his name? Lord Timothy Dexter! You're alive! But why are you hitting your wife with a rod? Yes, indeed. This was a lapse in your judgment because you just wasted 40 channel points for nothing. 40 buckaroos down the drain, never to be returned to you because you were too foolish to think that there would be something interesting to happen if you gave me your measly channel points. What a punk. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. This is why I have audience participation for this such thing. So yeah, so pretty crazy situation where you're at a funeral and then the guy is like banging or caning his wife. Oh, that was part of the read? Nope. Different. What are you suing me for? But you run over, see the guy's just hitting his wife, as it was normal in the 1800s. So yeah. Lord Dexter died at his house on the 26th of October, 1806, in his 60th year. And by direction of the Board of Health, his remains were interred into the common burying place. His grave is marked by a simple stone. The Dexter Mansion is yet standing and is a very fine tenement, but retains few traces of the whims of its late proprietor. Of the images, upwards of 40 in number, only the 3 presidents now remain, the others having been cast down by the resistless hands of time. There's some spelling errors in here I can't get past. Some of them were blown down in the Great Gale of September 1815 and were sold at auction. The cut fronting the biography gives a very excellent and faithful representation of Lord Dexter and his walking habits, and the likeness of the dog is equally perfect. The dog was perfectly black and the skin as entirely free from hair as that of an elephant. He differed as much from others' dog as did his master and his friend. The poet differed from other people. The likeness of all 3 were drawn with great accuracy by James Aiken, Esquire, now a resident of Philadelphia, and could the patron and the poet be seen in proper person dressed in the costume of that day, they would be objects of great curiosity, but they are gone, and of each it may be truly said, "Well, ne'er shall look upon his like again." Wait, so the dog was hairless? I'm suing you for interrupting the "thou shalt not cane your wife" Bible verse. Yeah, skill issue is a skill issue. You fell for it, punk. Excuse me, just gonna take a quick burp. That wasn't me, that was Dax. Dax? Dax is in here somewhere. Alright, but now that the introduction for this great masterpiece of literature, a pickle for the knowing ones, will now be read. As it says, this is getting me on an FBI watch list. It was Dax. What is your favorite Bible verse? Mine is "Thou shalt not pass." Thou shalt not pass what? You? Sorry, that came out. All right. As you can see, before you lies a pickle for the knowing ones. It is a brilliant piece of literature, long since forgotten by some, but remembered by others. And today I will read you in full the entirety of this thing. As you can see by my scroll bar here, You can't see that. Never mind. It's not showing up on OBS. No, you can see it a little bit. Well, anyway, if you can't, there's about 20 or so pages of this. Yeah, just about. So, we're going to have fun. And with it, there is no punctuation. There is no capitalization. I know I said that weird, but that's how you say it. Capitalization. I don't know. Gandalf never explained that Bible verse. Yeah, he tends to get cut off in the middle of explaining very important situations. Kind of just happens. Gotta kind of just roll with the flow. So without any further ado, let us begin this reading. To mankind at large, the time has come at last, the great day of recognizing what is that why I will tell you thou the three kings is raised. Raised you mean should know, raised on the first royal arch in the world almost, not quite, but very why up upon, so they are good, mark to be seen, so the women like to see the front, and all people loves to see them, as the Quakers will come and peep slyly and feel glad and see who the do friend Father George Washington is the Centenary King Adams is at the right hand, the present king at the left hand, Father George with his hat on the other hand, other hats of the middle king with his sword, King Adams with his cane, and the grand poster attitude, turning his face towards the first king, as if they were on some politics king or present king. He stands hearing, being younger and very deaf, and short, being one great philosopher. Looks well east and west and north and south, deaf and very deaf. The God of nature has done very much for our present king and all our former ones, that they are all good. I want them to live forever, and I believe they will. It is hard work to be a king. I say it is harder than tilling the ground. I know it is, for I find it to be hard work to be a lord. I don't desire the sound, but to please the people. I say at large, let it go to break the way it does for a suit meant to help a good laugh, to court the sick splendidly gute. Dull frames like myself with the goot, and so on make merry. A chilly Christian is for me only the honest, no matter what they worship. No sun, moon, or stars, or their wife or miss. If honest life forever, money won't get thou fingers so fast as I wish. I have sent to Leghorn for many, Mr. Burr, and one amongst others I sent in the Grand Treckham. Thus three kings are plain. White Coleman at present of the Royal Arch, and fingers lost. 39 water silver, the highest concoction order in the world, so it is said by the knowing ones. I've only 4 lions and 1 lamb. Up the spread eagle has been up 3 years upon the couple. I have 13 billiards front and straight row for 13 states. When we began, 3 in the rear, 15 foot high, 4 more on the grass. See 2 at the same height at the right of the grand arch, 2 at the left wing, 15 foot high. The arch 17 foot high. My house is 3-story, upwards of 290 feet round. The house nature has formed the ground, equal to what you would wish for the art by man, equal to that of Solomon, the Honorable Jonathan Jackson, one of the first in this country for taste, born a great man by nature. Then the best learning what sought me force for my plan, having so green spot the whole of the world can't exceed this. To thou that don't know what would think I was like half the world a liar. I have traveled good deal, but old steady men saveth it is the first that is the first best in this country and others country. The guy spelled countries correctly right here. Country correctly. Then he spells it country. And then he goes contrary. I tell you this, the truth that none of you great men. I tell you this, the truth that none of you great men wouldn't be affront at my presence, and I spare now cost in the work I have the temple of reasons in my gardening for 3 years past with a tomb under it on the edge of the grass sea. It cost 98 guineas besides the coffin paint and wit inside and outside, tWitCh with green and Nobel trimmings, uncommon lock, so I can take the key inside and hay fire starts in the tomb pipes and tobackers and a speaking trumpet and a Bible to read and some good songs. Amen. Amen, brother. Amen. That's what I'm talking about. Read the Bible. Pretty confident he meant Bible, but when are we rescheduling court? Well, we can do that. Depending on how long this takes, we could do it tonight. Because Bustillos is here. He's going to be representing you in court, as you asked. Hey, Nice Terror. What's up? I am reading A Pickle for the Knowing Ones by Sir Timothy Dexter. We're putting the Potato 39 on trial for his crimes against nerddom and so briefly how it's going to go is I'm going to be the judge. Potato will be on trial. Bustillos will be his lawyer. And the rest of chat will be the jury. I want to do it on a night when most of people that are interested in this or care or, interact as chat will be here. So I might just set a date. Go with that. I was thinking tonight. I think this might take longer than I thought, but we'll find out. It could be tonight. It could be Friday night or Saturday night. Who's going to be the prosecutor? Who's going to be the I didn't think of that. Bustillos' lawyer. The prosecutor, it would make more sense I'm the prosecutor then, wouldn't it? Maybe I can get my buddy to be the judge. Maybe that's what it'll be. I'll be the prosecutor, and I'll see if any of my buddies can be the judge. Who knows what, or as you otherwise know him, Brandon was there. The delay to that response was 3+ minutes. Do you see what I was reading? And to answer that other question, no, I have not read this before. This is my first read through. I started reading some of it, but I think it would be much better to read this blind, get that honest reaction. How many people did I offend with my statement? Oh, Cat's response. Oh, okay. I think you offended Bustillos and Duck. So hopefully Duck will be here. I don't think he's here right now. He would probably be saying something right now. So we'll have to see when all of you get in chat. If you guys just are regulars, then it shouldn't be a problem. 2 prosecutors then? Oh, I guess I see what you mean. I could have Duck be the other prosecutor. Can't I just ask for a judge though? Who would you want to ask as judge? You saying you have someone in mind for judge, or are you saying you? Emily, you're not real. A non-biased person. I think that's why. The problem is you're not going to have a non-biased person in regards to this crime. This has been a real moment that you are not a part of. Yeah, he said the Hobbit. What is the Hobbit? What? Nice, Tara. Do you not know what the Hobbit is? Who is the Hobbit? The Hobbit is Bilbo Baggins from the movie, better well known as the book. No, nice, Tara. So, you don't read and you don't know what the Hobbit is? You don't know what the Hobbit is. Dex, can you believe this? I have a bunch of illiterate monsters in my chat. And you are blind? You can read Braille. You can listen to sign language. You haven't read Lord of the Thrones? Do you mean Lord of the Rings? Please tell me you're making a joke on Lord of the Rings and Game of Thrones. Show Dax. No, she's having a fun time in her bag. I'm not going to do that to her. So, use text to speech. Or speech to text. Oh, this is not good. You guys are really killing me here. We're not doing the trial now. Nice, Tara. We're doing the trial later. It's going to be another day. Or maybe tonight. It's going to be later. You're going deaf slowly. Yeah, I remember. You genuinely thought it was called Lord of... I think you're worse off than Potato. I'm putting you on trial as well. Okay, so it's Potato and Destroyer Emily now that are going on trial at some point in the near future. Oh, this is terrible. Oh, this is terrible. How did I end up with these horrible Twitch chatters? Haven't watched The Hobbit, haven't read The Hobbit, don't know what The Hobbit is, mistakenly... I wouldn't disrespect a movie series as good as The Lord of the Rings. Yeah, definitely. I have your chat logs. I definitely know you would never say anything against The Lord of the Rings or saying that a certain other movie was better. Yeah, there's definitely no evidence of that. Sorry, I misspelled mid. Oh. You're not helping your cause, Potato. I have your chat logs. I keep your chat logs. I will be able to pull them up at the trial. You should be sorry. I'm very disappointed in you all. No, I'm joking. Next, Tara, I'm disappointed in you for not understanding how to type correctly with your toes. Or with your teeth, whichever one you use, since you're blind, deaf, and... Is there such a thing? Is there a term for when you can't smell? What laws are we following? I don't know. You better know what you said was wrong, because that might get you in prison. This is why we need you to pirate Lord of the Rings movie and The Hobbit. Which law? My law. This is, guys, do you guys not understand? This might be a free country, but this Twitch chat is a dictatorship. I am the one in charge. I am the dictator, and I say what I say goes. What the rules are goes. If I do not think you have repented of your crimes, of your sins against humanity, of your sins against literature, I will have you cast out, thrown into the fiery depths of Mount Doom, just like the Lord of the Rings ring itself. The one ring to rule them all. So we don't got the First Amendment. No amendments here. There's no amendments. No amendments whatsoever. You can't. Jay Schlatt? Did Schlatt say something about his Twitch chat being like that too? I never read the books, only saw the movies. Yeah, I remember you saying that. Alright, I gotta get back to reading this. There's another like 14 pages of this. Does this mean I can't vote? No, it's a jury. You have to vote. Everyone gets a vote. Doc turned it into a dictatorship. Wait, Dr. Disrespect? You can vote for innocent or guilty. Yeah, those are the two votes allowed. Look, if we get far enough in the lore and we get enough people, we can go for a overthrowing of the dictatorship if we want to. We could do a coup in the future, but for right now, I'm a dictatorship. You said we had the Sixth Amendment. I have the right to pick judge instead. You don't get a... No, never mind. You get the judge I pick. As long as he says he'll be non-biased and impartial to the crimes and the punishment. Yeah, mine is slightly abridged. Slightly different, but it'll be fine. You'll be fine. Don't worry about it. You'll be completely and utterly fine. I didn't say pick the judge, but pick the judge instead of a jury. You gotta have both in the legal system. The judge just carries out the sentence. You pick Dax as your judge. I could maybe figure out a way to get Dax. No, you don't. Yes, you do. Potato, who's the real person here? Who's the one that graduated high school with flying colors in chemistry? I misspelled Jerry. See? Judge and jury work together. The judge determines the appropriate law that should be applied to the case, and the jury finds the facts in the case based on what is presented to them during the proceedings. At the end of a trial, the judge instructs the jury on the applicable law, while the jury must obey the judge's instructions as to the law, though the jury alone is responsible for determining the facts of the case. It's right there. It's right there. Also, this is a criminal trial, so... Oh, okay. In that case, I don't want to have any of your input. We're going full judge, jury, and executioner. Me, I'm the full judge, jury, and executioner. For calling me a nitwit, this dictatorship is taking you to the highest Supreme Court possible. The court before me, Jimmy, unchanged. The unchanging Jimmy, if you will. If you liked, bro. If you like to have your case before a judge instead of a jury, you will not have to worry about making an opening statement in front of a jury, going through the process of jury selection, depositing jury fees with the court, or submitting jury instructions to the court. Judge, if you're going to be representing yourself in court, you would probably be better off to opt to have your case heard in front of a judge and not a jury. If you would like to have your case before a judge instead of a jury, you will not have to worry about making an opening statement. Okay. There are other advantages of selecting a judge trial over a jury trial when you are representing yourself. Because there is no jury present, you will probably not have to conform your arguments to the strict procedural rulings that the judge would likely insist on if you had to argue in front of a jury. Likewise, well, I didn't read the Sixth Amendment before I said anything, okay? I'm an American. I don't read laws. I just break them. Yeah, well, we're doing both, so you can have a civil court jury case. Did you not see the article? The article said it's criminal and civil cases can have juries. In all criminal prosecutions, the accused shall enjoy the right to a speedy and public trial by an impartial jury of the state and district wherein the crime shall have been committed, which district shall have been previously ascertained by law, and to be informed on the nature and cause of the accusation, to be confronted with the witnesses against him, to have compulsory process for obtaining witnesses in his favor, and have the assistance of counsel for his defense. It doesn't say anything about having either or. Bro. What are you talking about? In all criminal prosecutions, the accused shall enjoy the right to a speedy and public trial by an impartial jury of the state and district wherein the crime shall have been committed, which district shall have been previously ascertained by law, and to be informed of the nature and cause of the accusation, to be confronted with the witnesses against him, to have compulsory process for obtaining witnesses in his favor, and to have the assistance of counsel for his defense. Yeah, well, don't you remember this is a dictatorship? I can force you to have a public trial. Well, I mean, it is going to be a public trial. It's going to be on Twitch. So, you're going to have fun. We're going to have fun. Learning about legal stuff is awesome. Yeah. This is what I want. This is what I'm talking about. All right. Time to get my drinking on. Dude, this is dope. Turns me into the green screen. Turns my shirt into the green screen. I am the green screen. I feel like I'm being hit with radiation, even though I know I'm not. Like, you can... No, dude, the green screen is so much fun. I think it's hilarious. But... let's get back to... Are you trying to say King Jimmy? I'm not gonna argue. Let us continue on with the reading. What is a president? Answer. King Bonaparte the Great has as much power as a king in ought to have, and it is a massy he has for the good of mankind. He has as much power as any king for great things. Back there must be a head somewhere, or the people is lost like wild geese when they lose the gander. Two-legged want a head in four-legged both, and two-legged fowls. The name of a president is to please the people at large. The sound suits best now in the south. Give way to the north, and the north give way to the south. Or by and by you will break what follows. Be wise on keep the links together, and if you can't agree, consolidate to a kingly power, for you must keep together. At the worst here it laplers ye less see there is so many men wants to be all officers. What? I lost my spot. Oh, and New Sagar's poor king every day wants a bone some more than others. The king can't live without the field. We have had our turn, great good father Adam's turn, and to turn about rest easy. You all will be pleased with the present king. Give time. All did I say now, but the Magor part 4 with fifths at least. Major, is he saying major part? 4/5 at least. Timothy Dexter. Okay. Let's do this. Friends, hear me out. Grandeur grows up to 20 days. Fonder friends, I will tell they a tip of mankind. What is that 35 or 36 years gone? A town called Newbury. All one the new units states Newbury. People kept it together. Keep quiet till the land grown strong. The farmers was 12 out of 20. They wanted to have the officers in the country. The earned in the seaport wanted to have them there. Gearing a rose growed warm feet they would in law. They went the general court to be sought of. Finally they go their errands. Answered the seaport Khalid Newbury. Warm fight they would in law. They went to general court to be sought. Oh, that's right. Port 600 acres of land. 600 acres of land out of 30,000 acres of good land. So much for mad people of learning. Makes them mad. If they had kept together, they would have been the second town in this state, about half of Boston. Now men mad to be in office. It hurts the people of to ought large like carrying the ingent innocent lamb to the slaughter. Now it would done to divide the north from the south. Divide the north from the south. All one what I have ought large like carrying the leaded down, but now keep together like man and wife in true love. Now giving death to the grandeur. You will souse the glory. I say keep together. Don't break the chain. Renew brotherly love. Never fade like my box in my gardening. For one great family, give way to one another. Thus changes is the tide. He water and love wart. He high tides and love tides. By my part I have liked all the kings, all three, all are broken merchants, can't have Beth's births of beasts of profit gone until the ground gone to work, and all that has been to college goosh with slippers and promise to pay and never pay, only with a lie, I guess. 4/5 is college lent and devil lent or pretended to be honest Freemasons, but are Freemasons, they're real. I mean, we knew that. But are to the country, forgive me for guessing. I hope it is not so. The leaned is for lovers and little fishes. Moses was but a man, and Aaron they had some devil like my selfish man is the same. Give him power. I say the cloak cucuments matter. Cloak cucuments matter. The worst of cheats we had got on port. We are noted to be the first in the north. Saved day is not half enough night to maintenance. It makes work for the doctors and nurses. Coaching could, but them lives breed fast to make up for them that dies. Poor creatures, I pity them. So priest reading, it is Christ risen. It is wicker to leave poor souls. It is in the grave. All our ministers are important, very good men, foul of love of Christ. That's supposed to be Christ, I think. I kept them a man at present. The young man that doth make that most all my carvings his work is much liked by our great men. I feel funny one day. I thought I would ask said young man where he was bone. He was bone. He said, now where, what is all that now? Where was your mother over shepherds? I says my mother was, if I was a guess, no, I tell in now town born. Oh, on the water I says you beat me, and so we laughed, and it sunk off the spleen shore him a crow's nest. He has carved one, a fine fellow. I should had all marble, if anybody could to me the prize. So I have set for 8 busts for kings and great men, and 1 lion and 2 greyhounds. I hope to hear in 4 days to all honest men. What did I just read? My feet are really sweaty. Why are they so sweaty? I mean, that's not really the Bible. I've read the Bible. That is definitely not the Bible. You have to go. What time will the trial be tomorrow? I don't think I'll do the trial tomorrow. Tomorrow's Wednesday, right? I don't think I'll do a stream tomorrow. It'll probably be Friday night, probably around 8:30, 9. So that would be 8:30 or 9 my time. So see ya, dude. So Miku, why is there? Did you break your eardrum? Dude, more Braille. Hold up. What does this say? My time now is whatever time it says right here. 10:30. Can you still hear this? Yes, I can still hear you. Never know on a weekday. Okay. It's Friday. All right, everyone, listen up. Friday, 8:30. I will try to start stream at 8:30. I have something going on until 8. Hopefully it does not run over. I will make... Oh, and after school. Gotcha. No, that makes sense. After school, that makes perfect sense. But it will be this Friday at 8:30 or 9. I will try to start stream between those times, and we will go on trial. I will try to have impartial judge, as to be determined later. Here, 1 second. Guys, look, it's Dax. Guys, Dax is here. That's my judge. Yeah, she's purring. She's in my pocket. Actually, I pay her. This is going to be a great trial. I mean, I don't influence the judge at all. She is completely unbiased. Let's have you just sit down. Will you stay on my lap? All right. No. Sit down. Calm down. All right. She's chilling on my lap. I think the old horrible spelling is starting to get to me. I was starting to speak in riddles. All right. Can everyone hear me? Yeah. Next page. This is horrible. Just briefly looking over it. Dex, you want to take over? Did you just fart? Oh, disgusting cat. There's not much more. We can do this. Okay, but Dex is standing right in front of my monitor screen. I cannot see the page. I need to be able to see the page. Okay, cat? Okay? Yeah, you can sit on my shoulder. Yeah, just like that. Mr. Printer, I must go some fun founder. I have got one good pen. My fortune has been very hard. That is, I have hard knocks on my head 4 different times from a boy in this day, twice taken up for dead. 2 beatings was a lawyer. Then he was made by case. The people at large declared me Lord Dexter, King of Chester. This is my country seat. C 26 miles from Norport. My place there is the first from Saltwater to Kennedy. This lawyer that roused me was Judge Livermore, son Arthur, the same creator. Boarded $200 some months to be the 10 years gone him and see since then, and my son Samuel L. Dexter upwards of $17,000, the rest by Hampshire call. Call Christo, but what? Hamster call by rogues has got me second-handed press. Deacon Grunton's Wimmers every 4 minutes. A Sith or Christ, we must be leave smork or the press will be out of press. What does press mean? What is going on here? Can I represent myself or no? What stream did he say the thing? What thing did I say in what stream? I don't know what you're talking about. It's up to you and Bustillos. Bustillos offered to be your lawyer, but if you don't want him, you can refuse him. As per law, you are given a lawyer, but if you do not want to take the lawyer we have provided, you can find a second one or yourself. What stream did Potato say the thing? 1 second. This is gonna be a pain. Cat Goodwin, a public defense lawyer, vowed to have the case dismissed. I didn't look at your evidence, and I will not be dismissing any cases. Dude, you've been banned 3 times. I forgot I banned you 3 times. Okay. Dude, it was March 2023 stream. So you're going to have to go to the Jimmy Unchanged channel and hope that I have a VOD of that stream. Let's see if I can find something. Very good evidence. Yeah, definitely. Yep, I believe you. Hi. I know for a fact that I just started this video, and if you're watching this at home, boys, girls, guardians. Nope, that's going backwards. Is it this one? Nope, that's March. We're looking for one for the 23rd, right? Text with anime girls. Wait, oh. Yo, there's. Why am I did I upload these in the wrong order? January 19th. Go, baby. All right. So, Kat, you're gonna have to. We're gonna have to find the stream the stream on the 23rd of March.
You know, this is a really good start because
What are you trying to say with this evidence? It's just the Rotten Tomatoes. I'm confused. What is the crime I'm being accused of exactly? Please explain. And also, my legal team needs to be notified days before the case of any evidence that will be used by the prosecution during the trial. Oh, there's two of them. Yes, there's two different. Okay, I see the audience score, yeah, of 1. But look at that critical score. There's a bigger difference there. Total of what, 22? No, that's not 22. I'm bad at math. Yo, what's up, Pappy? Where you been, dude? How you been, actually, is a better question. Dude, they give Black Widow a god. They gave it 90 to Black Widow. Yeah, no, you're right. They're crazy. Yeah, you can't really use Rotten Tomatoes scores anymore. You can use the audience ones, but you can't really use the critic score for anything, especially when Rotten Tomatoes has been caught removing reviews and scores. I'm chilling. You playing chess? No, I'm reading A Pickle for the A Pickle for the Knowing Ones. Very interesting read. Oh, I'm in chess category, that's why. It's my default setting category. Because I mainly do chess. Oh, nope, no, it's not loading. It's my oh no. Hold up. Okay. Let's get this. Just oh, there it is. Okay. I don't know why streAmEr doesn't sometimes work, but it does sometimes. So yeah, I'm reading this. The Potato and Bustillos are conferring about the trial. That will be taking place on Friday. You're not very into reading. My lawyer hasn't private messaged me yet. I hope I don't lose. You might want to get on that. Bustillos, you might want to get in contact with Potato. Look, Pappy, I think you'll be into this reading. Just take a listen to this. Manga's good. But take a listen to this. I don't know where I was. Oh, a Sith or Christ, we must believe in Christ. Oh, Jesus will save us. I think sometimes the saving salt and smoke and salt peepers will in time be very dear. If it is yours, the more smoke or the priest will be at. That's what he's trying to say. Priest will be out of work, little like Fister France. I laid out a plan to have holler days one day in 1024 years gone. I thought it would save the nation great deal of money, sir, in 1 century. Then the priests would have time to stutter, then hammer down smartly, make the sulfur smoke in their nostrils under the cloak. Oh, no stills. I'm assuming his nostrils of the cloak of bread and wine. The hypocrites' cloven hooves, thou do it too. get power to lie, not be mistrusted. All wars must mostly be by the broken merchants are fond of war, for they have nothing to lose, and the ministers in all war. The case of God leave the divin out when it is all divin. If you can bear the trouble, I will tell the truth. Man is the best animal, and the worst all men are more or less the divin. But devil. But there is a sit of odds, some half, some 3/4, the other part beast of different kinds of beasts, some one thing and some another, some like a dog, some like horses, some bear, some cats, some done away that, but they won't never be as long as priest ridden. When do the priest preach to the devil, for all their hearers old and young, more or less the devil, I like to say, so devil preaches to devil, rebuking sin. Keep it up, 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 saith the hypocrites, mockers of God. Habits on and custom is the odds mass makes the differences. I see God in all places, the God of nature, in all things we live and move in. God is the God of we are gone, so we live in God now. Lest us all be good children, doing all things right. The strong must bear the infirmities of the wicked. Children, keep up till the laws draw the reins. Little harder, stop thieves as fast as you can. Bay trade shooting 9 numbers was wrought in 23 owners. When I had hold of the pen, 5 owners in 35 minutes. Assortment is good in a shop. Potato, try disco. Exclamation DISCO SCO. This sounds like Elden Ring. You could say that. I'm kind of into it. I thought you would like it. It's kind of just senseless. I vaguely know what he's talking about, how preachers are preaching the devil and the devil is preaching. I think this whole section is about bad ministers, bad Christian men preaching the devil's work. But it's so hilarious to read. I don't know. It's kind of enlightening, if you will. I don't know what to say, honestly. Oh, I finished my water bottle. That's why. Yes, Dax? What is it? Witless tarnish, why coven destined to death. I never thought I would find Old English with no punctuation or proper capitalization or spelling to be so intriguing. Tranished. Yeah, you gotta make sure to autocorrect to the mispronunciation. Aye. Tarnished. 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 Ah, you got it. Don't worry. You figured it out. Bro, there's so much more to read than I thought. Wait, good sire, is my crime punishable by death? No, good sir, it is not. It is not a punishable death penalty crime. It may entail a lengthy timeout session at the end, but it will not result in anyone's death. After all, we are still men of honor and repute. We can have differing opinions. Some just are worse opinions than others. What do you mean? Do you want to be killed? Do you want to have a mock execution? Potato, he's been found guilty. Time to kill him. Off with his head. Oh, potato. Oh, wait, are you short for this world? Do you want me to? Do you want me to kill you? Is that what you're saying? The priest fixes their goods 6 days, then they open shop on Sundays to sell their goods. Some set them at better than others. Bullren, when a man is so weak he won't done for a lawyer, make a priest of him for weak thing. To go with weak thing the blind, to lead the blind so that they may fall into one ditch, and so they go through the world darkness. But for people have an opinion of their one, not 1 in 20 as to this world goods, and so it is as to the other world to inquire the way go. To a friar are people about the same thing, only call it something else. In realm of a king call it president, but priests have money to save souls. I want to know what a soul is. I wish to see what, not a gizzard. I think the soul is the thinking part. There is a great minds, a little minds, great souls, a little souls, great minds and little minds, according to the heavenly bodies that have the power of our bodies. O bodies, the same mother and the same father, and 6 children, how they will differ in looks, complexions, and accents, some for great thing, some for little things, something now. I say, my fingers will pay interest money. Prove it first, going over my bridge. Some more toll than helping the market of the town, leating hoses, tavern keepers, customs, the honor to the town and myself. Timothy Dexter. Guys, I think we're going to have to call the reading off here for right now at the beginning of page 12. I think, as I've determined here, I don't know if this will make it into the YouTube video about it, but there's a lot more here than I originally thought, and it's a lot more consuming and killer on my throat than I thought. So I think what I'm going to do is next stream, I'm going to start out by just reading it, getting people into this stream, and then we'll see what happens, because my throat is killing me now. Dang. This is fun, though. You've been sentenced in a few courts. Ever heard of mashed potatoes? Okay.